Alright guys, how's it going? This is going to be a quick video showing a lot of the new stuff coming in the Wings, the 1.2 patch. So I'll just pop into solo. This is the Vulture, which I bought. It only cost 100 credits to buy during the beta. It's going to cost a bit more than that when it goes live though. Right, so there's 2 new ships being added in the beta in Wings 1.2. This is the Fer-De-Lance. Pretty nice ship overall. It's going to cost a lot, this one, I think. Very good shields and armour on it, and the top speed and boost speed pretty good as well. I could take it out for a spin. It's got a pretty smart look about it in the shield. Very long, sleek look. The windows, you know, going back. So yeah, it's going to be pretty popular, this one, I think. It's not going to be cheap though. Quick jump into outfitting. You can see it's got a huge hard point. That's the same as the Anaconda. And 4 medium hard points. 6 utility mounts. And you can see the look there. Class 5 reactor, Class 5 thrusters, Class 4 frame shift drive. It's probably not going to have a great jump distance then at that. Yeah, that's pretty low jump range. Class 4 life support. Class 6 power distributor, that's pretty good. But you're going to need that for the huge hardpoint. Class 4 sensors. In terms of internals, not fantastic in all honesty. Starting at only a Class 5 internal there. A couple of Class 4s, a 2 and a 1. I'm not actually sure what kind of ship it is. In that case, it's almost like a combat ship, but yeah, I guess, I mean, you are really looking at a very sort of heavy, large combat ship, looking at all this. I can't really afford to upgrade it because all the parts are going to cost so much, so I'll just fly it around at stock for now.
Landing gear retracted.
That probably cost a couple of million. It doesn't seem to handle too badly considering it's at stock and it's a very large ship. Now we're going to take a quick look outside. Left control, left alt and spacebar. It lets you control it like a camera. Right, now those shadows aren't great, so I'm just gonna put it back up to max. If it's not already. Yeah, shadows to ultra. It's a bit better. So yep, you can scroll out the mouse wheel. Or whatever you're using for that. It's pretty cool from the bottom, that's for sure. Right, so that is the Fer-De-Lance. Control Alt and spacebar gets you back into the ship.
Landing gear deployed.
Interesting sounds to this as well. Thrusters seem very good for such a large ship.
Docking success.
Right, so this is the second new ship, the Vulture, and one which is going to be very popular, I think. Again, you could buy it for 100 credits in the beta. My guess is it's going to cost about 8 million, maybe slightly more than that, slightly less. If we head into outfitting, it's got 2 large hard points, but that's all it's got, and it's got 4 utility mounts. There's something new as well called its shield boosters. You can actually buy multiples of these. They've got different ratings, which have different masses and different power levels, as you can see in the right hand side. What these do is basically adds a flat amount or a percentage increase to whatever shields you've got on your ship. Now there's also hull reinforcement packages, which is pretty much the same thing except it works for your hull instead. These only use up mass, they don't take up power. So yeah, 2 large hard points. I can't quite decide which to use. I guess I'm going to try out plasma accelerator maybe? I think I'm going to go with this fixed cannon at least. Right, there's only a class 2 plasma accelerator here, so I'm going to stick this in for now. Yeah, I stuck on a shield booster. You're going to want to use these as many as you can, depending on how much power you can spare. I've got a shield cell bank. This A2 fuel scoop doesn't really fill it up very quickly, so that's pretty useless. Otherwise, you've got the big thing's the A5 power distributor. It lets you fire a lot longer. As you can see, you're getting about 17.5 jump distance out of it. A5 thrusters. Again, this is an out-and-out combat ship. It's around about the same speed as an Eagle, slightly faster, but you can boost a lot more because of the power distributor. Manoeuvrability, it flies like an Eagle, except it is much, much bigger and beefier. I have to kill some pirates. I might as well take that one then. It'd be interesting to check it out against an Anaconda as well, I guess. So why not accept this one? Now, I'm not quite maxed out because I can't quite afford the A5 shield, so I'm using the D5 shields. They should be good enough. And they also lose a bit of mass.
Ship released. Engines engaged.
The thrusters are amazing. You speed up and slow down so fast. Right, now let's take a look outside, because I forgot to do that in my previous video. Right, so there we go. I wouldn't really say it was pretty. At all, in fact. It's a little bit dark. Should be a bit better from this side, hopefully. Yeah, she's not a beauty at all. Some people will probably like the look. It's like maybe the claws could have been a little bit bigger or wider or something. I mean, it's not bad. Probably a bit of an acquired taste. I think what's important is the way that she flies. Yeah, not exactly a beauty. Now, if you have a look at the stars, you can probably tell they have changed the stars in the background. They're way more colourful, much brighter, some of them now as well. It looks fantastic, in fact. You may not be able to tell that great on the video, but when you're playing it, you'll be able to tell. These stars are very, very clear orange colours. You can tell the difference in colours, the difference in sizes. It just looks much brighter, much more vibrant is the word I would use. Right, let's go hunting some pirates. One of these days I'll cash these bounties in as well. Right, so Quator and Lave, Reedquat and Usa. Okay. The handling on this ship is absolutely superb. Right, I'm actually going to get close to the star to show you something. If you look on the left hand side of the sensors, you've got the new heat. The new heat level thing, meter. Now as it rises, you can see on the left hand side it's rising. The first bar that it comes to, when it passes that bar, you're going to start taking damage. I'm still not taking damage yet. I'm heating up very slowly actually. But as it reaches 150%, right, now you can see you've got the red flashing bar. That means your modules are starting to take some damage. Right, and you can see my modules taking damage there. Now, as it goes higher, you start taking damage to the hull as well. As it gets into the next layer, still not taking hull damage, but it can't be far away. Yeah, you can see that the hull really does take a while before it starts to take damage. I guess maybe 250. You really need to push it in order to take heat damage, put it that way. We'll see if it starts damaging my hull at 250%. Yeah, you can see now I'm now at the top bar. I'm going to get out of here before it gets too bad. That's probably going to cost a few quid. Now, it gives me the chance to show something else. In functions, you've got this reboot repair thing now. And what it should do is start to cannibalise some of the modules in order to repair some of the other ones. So let's try that one. Right, so what's it done, I wonder? What it really for is, if, let's say that somebody comes along and shoots out your thrusters and leaves you hanging there, you can then run a reboot and repair. And it'll start to cannibalise stuff like, you know, maybe your life support, or it'll just take percentage off some of these parts in order to fix your thrusters back up to a state where you can fly the ship again. It's basically an a tool against those types of people who like to, you know, shoot out your thrusters and leave you hanging there, forcing you to basically self-destruct. You no longer need to self-destruct when that happens. You can cannibalise, or you can reboot and repair. Right, I guess I should probably go get myself healed up a bit, and then hunt down these pirates. Right, there's been some changes as well to the HUD. As you can see, everything's not the yellow colour now. Stuff that you don't have in focus. Other elements, it's a kind of dark orange, so it stops the HUD from just looking, you know, like it's crowded out with the same yellow colour. So that's a pretty welcome change for me. Again, ships, different colour. I don't actually have the orbit lines on. I no longer fly with orbit lines, but let's have a look. Maybe a different colour as well, not entirely sure about that. Now you can see I've got the planet targeted, and you can see the planet on the holo map thing. Right, I'm being interdicted. Looks like it's a Viper. I didn't actually set up my fire groups. Why is he? That's not a good idea to mess with plasma cannons normally. I'm a little bit all over the place here. My sounds have gone as well. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. This is really quite poor. You can see how well it turns though. I'm going to try and get really close to this asp. Mostly because I've embarrassed myself with my shooting skills so far. What was that sound? You may be getting a sound when you get shot at or a ship gets too close.
Target shields offline.
Just target its power plant. The lack of sounds is kind of making this a bit odd. I haven't managed to hit the power plant yet. I'm not using gimbals. Cannon seems to do pretty good damage to the hull. It's about to go boom.
Target shields online.
Now that wasn't too impressive, but you probably get the idea. Like I was saying, you can see the planet on the holo map. You now see the station as well. There's a couple of other little things like that. Still haven't fixed the stutter. You can see that the map's changed as well, the sensor map. It seems a little bit more crowded sometimes now. Right, so that damage to my hull and stuff's cost me 6,000. Not too bad really. Plasma cannons aren't cheap to reload, as you probably know. All that damage to my modules, quite a lot really when you look at it like that. 2% cost me 24,000, so that is pretty high. Right, so another new thing is the signal sources. Instead of everything just being an unidentified signal source, they've split them into strong and weak. Here's a weak one. Now, you can see the holo thing is changed as well. Weak signal sources are less likely to have a lot of ships. This is more likely to be cargo and stuff like that flying around. Or maybe it's only a single ship. We'll pop in and see what's there. Right, bunch of canisters. Now, for some reason I can't get my cargo scoop to work. Let's have a look. Right, so the cargo scoop should be the home key still. It doesn't appear to be working properly. Let's try and rebind that from the home key then to see if there's a fault there. We'll try page up. You can look at the left hand side and you can see that the canister says it is illegal in jurisdiction, so that's a new change as well. I don't know what's up with the cargo scoop. I can't seem to scoop anything. Is it because my cargo hatch is unpowered? It is indeed. Right, so that's actually what that does then. I never knew that until now. Right, okay. So let's scoop up this prototype tech. That's not how you scoop either. None of this will be a massive surprise to you if you've watched any of my other videos. I am useless at this. Right, I've got 4 cargo space. There's not an awful lot of cargo space in the Vulture, as you may have guessed.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
But that's good enough. Right, let's go find these pirates now.
Charging.
And we'll look out for more signal sources. Right, we've got a Viper.
Power plant capacity exceeded.
I'm not the easiest to hit targets. Yeah, I think most people are going to be running with some kind of laser loadout. Just trying to hit a Viper with this plasma accelerator. It's not the easiest thing ever. It's not doing much damage to the shields either, is it? Look at how quickly you're on E6. You can probably tell I haven't used plasma accelerators a lot. Not really sure about the recharge rate and stuff. Couldn't hit a barn door. Vipers are really hard to hit. Finally getting them near down. So that's when you see how insanely good the thrusters are on this. This is just, it's a lot harder than it looks, by the way, yeah?
Under attack.
Yep. Hit a Viper with a plasma cannon, not easy. Finally. God, you slippery little...
Target shields offline.
Finally! If this guy jumps out now, I'm gonna start crying. Die! Finally, thank Christ! That was just a fail.
Destroyed.
Right, I'm gonna need to get rid of this plasma cannon because obviously I can't hit anything. I couldn't even hit a barn door at 20 paces with it. Yeah, this is all new. No marked cargo to surrender. No trade dividends. Now, because it's a black market, I can of course sell that prototype tech. However, if I had been scanned while carrying it, it would have become marked, and then that's when you use this no marked cargo to surrender. Instead of, you know, getting huge double the cost fine, it's a much smaller fine now for smuggling goods, or for being caught smuggling goods, and then you can bring it in here and surrender it. Not exactly sure what it does. I mean, you could normally just jettison it if you wanted when you were in here, yeah, or you can just discard it. So I'm not quite sure what the point of this surrendering is. Maybe if you get some money back it would make sense, I guess. Yep, another unidentified signal source, so let's head in here and see what it is. Again, I sort of expect to see ships, whereas the weak ones are more likely to be cargo now. Got a sidewinder. Interesting. They want me to give up the hunt for him now. That's quite interesting then. Yeah, so now you've got a chance of, well, a choice of targets for assassinations. Now you can see here's an unidentified signal source. There's also a weak one, but I don't think you're going to find something like a pirate lord in a weak. Maybe even a strong signal source for them, but I'm going to try this unidentified one. Strong signal sources may be like fleets. I've seen quite a lot of fleets in the strong ones. Like multiple ships, multiple Anacondas and Type 9s. As usual, I'm being interdicted just before I jump into a place. Looks like a Cobra. It's an Eagle.
Power plant capacity exceeded.
I'm not really equipped for fighting eagles and stuff like that. There's plasma cannon.
Under attack.
I was just ram them, I guess. This is interesting. I've got 2 of them on me now. 3 of them. Right. This is what we want. I'm going to take out this eagle. Maybe not, actually.
Under attack.
Yeah, this is going to make things a bit more interesting. You see, I'm kind of poorly equipped for fighting small ships. They're really struggling to get through my shields though. Now let's see if I can take out a Sidewinder a bit easier than the Eagle. They don't have any shields on them, so 1 hit should be enough. It's pretty cool, yeah? I'm gonna have to get better weapons than these, I feel. That's not good. Come on. I got one of them down at least.
Target destroyed.
It's quite interesting the way that even small ships can start to, you know, give you a bit of trouble. Obviously, if I had any kind of decent weapon loadout, this wouldn't be the case. That's him, I got it.
Target destroyed. Frameshift charge detected.
And this one's for off. Yeah. Come back. Guess you still can't mass lock the NPCs though. Yeah, that was interesting. Now that may well be because I've also got this assassination here. Right, so I've just noticed that I'm actually carrying illicit cargo. If you look down at the bottom right above my fuel meter, it says illicit cargo. So I may have been scanned at one point. If we go into Starport Services, Contacts, there's nothing marked to surrender though, so this just must mean that I'm carrying illegal cargo in this jurisdiction. Yeah, right. I think I'm going to go out and get scanned. I'm going to try out a couple of new things just to finish this video. Right, let's see if I can get myself scanned. That's pretty cool.
Scan detected.
Right, so I'm being scanned. Right, only a 300 credit fine I gained, which is way down, right? Yeah, it's now marked illegal and stolen, right? So this prototype tech's worth about 600 or something? Sorry, 6,000? Or was it 4,000? Not quite sure. But it's worth a lot more than 300 credits, yeah? Right, so I'm going to go back into station and see if I can fix this. However, the last thing I want to show you before that is, if you go into the galaxy map now, I've talked about this one before, but let's say you pick a spot. What do you call it? Been a while since I've been there. Right, you can plot the route to there. Now, if you watch my exploration videos, you'll know that just before the bottom, you can see the route planner icon there. That's the one that's got the 3 little dots. Now, normally, if you target something else in a system, like for example, let's say you decide you're going to go back into George Lucas instead, lock the destination. Or, what mostly happens is, you just target ahead so that you can scan the star in the system. The problem with that is you then lose the ability to use your hyperspace jump by using your hyperspace key. However, if you go into options and controls, scroll down until you get to... Right, it's in targeting, right down at the bottom. Target the next system in a planned route. So this is new as well. It doesn't have a keybind. I set mine to T earlier. So now instead of having to go into your navigation menu and going all the way back down to find this little icon, what we'd normally do would be select it and then lock it again. You can see it's CD359019. Instead of doing that, all you need to do now is press T, and as you can see, you can now just start your hyperspace jump to the next system. That's really cool, looking at Listy and the sun there. Right. So definitely the final thing now is see what this marked cargo is all about. You can see the fine is showing up there now. So I wonder if the point of this being marked means that I now can't get multiple fines for the same item, because that was something that was slightly annoying when you were a smuggler or pirate as well, getting constantly fined for the same thing. So hopefully that will mean that that's no longer the case as well. Now it probably would still let me discard it inside. I don't really want to do that though, because I want to see what it says in contacts. Right, surrender marked cargo. It isn't there any longer. You've still got the fine to pay though. So I guess it's just a way to get rid of it. I'm pretty sure you can also just eject it or discard it. Right, so that's pretty much it then. I haven't even touched on any of the actual wing stuff, the multiplayer aspect of it. I'll maybe do something about that at a later date.